and a lot of other factors too. But I think sometime during this series we'll actually look at something like something like thinking hats, because each of there are I think like those like 4 to 6 thinking hats, and each of those thinking hats has something to say about how we relate to people, how we solve problems, how we think, and how we feel about each of the situations we get into. But back to what we're discussing, which is building powerful relationships. Let's look at how these relationships are built. One of the ways to build these relationships is mainly by looking at the people you want to build it with. For instance, let's say that um, now that as this year is, and somebody like an Obi becomes president, one of the ways to get close to Obi will not be to go by driving all the way to Abuja and trying to um, get to Aksarok, which may not really happen for you. But if you check out social media and possibly the people that are closest to him, possibly currently as it is, he have campaign managers across board, across every state. Those people could have access to him directly. So how about you build a relationship with somebody that knows somebody who knows him, or go through his social media handles, which is by interacting with various of his social media tweets, and from there you get to understand the man he is, how he thinks, and all of that. Because there's a lot to reveal about him in the tweets he drops. Some of the tweets that he makes where he's trying to either answer questions or even clarify things. And those are some of the things that are necessary for building relationships. Then second, we'll look at the other aspect, which is that by building relationships with individuals who we think fit into what we want to do. For instance, individuals that have the tendencies to give us reasons to either worry, because most times results have shown that people who actually worry a lot sometimes the trait of worrying from anywhere else other than the people that they relate with. So, for instance, you're in the house and your siblings always concerned about safety, about what to eat next, and all of that. Because of that, it's important that you look at how these people relate to life, and sometimes those things that they do, their worries sometimes rub off on us. I'll give you an example. One of those examples is that sometime in I think 2 3 years ago, I was with a few friends and we are just discussing about life and Nigeria and all of that. And one of them said something. He said, "What if that the country as we know it breaks down into a round of civil war? That if you have another round of civil war this time, that the country wouldn't actually really change. It will only mean that people will still die again." So all of us were like, "Why even thinking about the civil war? Why not you think about the normal civil unrest that people are having? Why are you thinking about civil war now that the country isn't looking like it's going to have one? Focus on the things you could actually even achieve within the time frame and space that you have." And that's exactly the reality. People sometimes um, put up what is called fear mongering, where you just begin to all of a sudden exaggerate things, assume that there is trouble in the land, and begin to incite that same trouble in the land across associates, friends, family members. And then the next thing, people begin to run helter skelter looking for where to take cover and all of that as a result of just one individual went out and voiced out. It's not like it's a bad thing to voice these things out, but we all know that the country as we know it isn't as we really want it to be. But does it mean that, as the country is today, that there are no what you call hope or even chances for survival? Of course not. People are still in the bad nature of this country, still making their money as young people, even creating wealth and building empires and all of that. And this is the reality that we face. So for you to actually look into building power relationships on social media, you will need to look at who and who are the influencers you're seeing that you can align with. For instance, assuming you want to